Glory team, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to 2025. Yeah, sorry I've been away for a while. I haven't done an awful lot of videos. I've been having a holiday, because you know it's holiday season where I live. So this is the big holiday we get in the year, and I've been having a bit of a holiday, and I've been trying out a few things and checking out the store and various other bits and pieces, and keeping my ear to the ground and my eye to the YouTube to see what is going on. And I have a little bit of some thoughts for 2025. And some of them might be good and some of them might not be good, I suppose. So I guess the first thing to talk about is Bohemia Interactive. So Bohemia Interactive was a big year for BI. Last year we had Frostline Sakal and we had Arma Reforger on console, which is very, very good. According to the roadmap, allegedly at the beginning of 2024, BI's space first-person shooter real-time strategy game Combo, which is still in testing, open testing, Silica, is or was due out at the end of last year. That hasn't happened. The thing being that what they said they were going to do is they're going to get it out version 1, and then they were going to look at what they could do with console, and I've been kind of waiting to see what happens with that. But given that they didn't actually get the PC version stable and sorted before the end of the year, I guess we continue to wait and see. But with Arma Reforger coming out, I tell you what, very, very, very interesting. I got it, I played it, I'm still playing it. It's tough, it's not simple, it's definitely a team game, and I play solo, so it's definitely got some particular challenges with it for that. But it does have a certain kind of addiction to it, a certain kind of futility, but also a certain kind of addiction. And yeah, it's not bad, and like I said in my previews to it, it does have the graphics and some of the gameplay that I really, really would like to see in DayZ. Now, on that, some interesting things have come out. We're currently waiting on an update, 1.27. So as you know, if you ever follow BI for DayZ, we haven't seen the roadmap for this year, but we can expect 4 updates. And how it usually works is there's a usual kind of moderately sized update at the beginning of the year. They might do a large update in the second quarter of the year. Third quarter of the year tends to be big bug fixes and various quality of life improvements and things like that, and then we can expect a big update towards the end of the year. What we have learnt for the first upcoming 1.27 version that's going to come out and is currently out in experimental for PC and Xbox, is that there are some significant changes to the way that we can carry things on backpacks, which I think is a very good idea. A couple of other quality of life changes, some changes to the Sakal map in terms of increasing the size of some of the towns, adding a few assets, tweaking a few bits and pieces. They have said that they're doing this weird thing with the shipping containers, which is you've got to go to a riffy style boat off a large island, so you need to get a rubber boat to get there, and then once you get there you have to find some different colored keys, and each of these different colored keys opens a different colored lock to these spawnable containers. And I will say, and I haven't said very much ill of Bohemia Interactive to date, but I find that to be one of the most obtusely bizarre mechanics that they've decided to introduce to DayZ. I just really fundamentally don't see the point of. We'll have a look at it when it comes out on console, but I can tell you from my experiments on console, on my server map, it's not as easy as you think to actually get a boat. Once you do have a boat, that's fine, but it's quite a journey to get to these islands. You've got quite a bit of journeying to get to Shantar, because of ice sheets and various other bits and pieces. You need to stop to warm up and all the rest of it. And then you got to find these containers, which are dynamic, i.e., randomly generated. Then they're like randomly generated with a randomly generated key. So you need to have all 4 keys with you. It's unclear as to exactly how easy it's going to be to get all these 4 keys. And when you get there and you open one of these containers, what is actually going to be in it and what is the quality of the goods, I just really don't know, because I can tell you from my experiment, what's in those containers is generally rubbish. You can find some reasonably good things occasionally, but maybe only 10% of the time. 9 out of 10, if not more, 15 out of 16. You get rubbish: water bottles, magazines, some ammo, some clothing, some rubbish. It's rubbish. So I don't really see the point, and I wouldn't even bother on official, because it's not worth your time and effort. It's dangerous, it's hazardous, it's risky. You go out there, someone's looted it before you, there's nothing there. So I don't know. I'm not at all happy with that. I think that's the worst mechanic they've introduced in all the time I've been playing, and I've been playing for a while. So that's bad. That's a really bad thing. I don't know why they're doing that. And I think they'll get a lot of negative feedback from the community on that one. But there you go. Anyway, that's the sort of state of play with DayZ. I will carry on, and I will carry on with DayZ for this year, and we'll carry on doing a couple of videos. I'll do the 1.27 stuff. I'll try and pick out the bits and pieces that are new. We'll carry on with the official side of things on Sakal and kind of see what we can do in terms of making the most of Sakal, and we'll carry on. Couple of the other things is which are sort of smashing together, which is, like I said, we've got DayZ. Arma Reforger came out on console, and I've just seen a sort of a mod, a DayZ mod that someone put together for Arma Reforger, which was shown by Marks. Now this is not an official thing, and there's been mods for a while, and that's all hunky-dory. But it's very interesting, and it also seems to be part of this sort of BI amalgamating Arma and DayZ, and the quality of Arma and DayZ on console. And as a console player, I see that as only a good thing. And what we have also heard from one of the interviews towards the late end of last year is that they would like to be able to bring more mods to console, but it's not an easy thing. But they are in negotiation with Sony to try and figure out how to do that, because it is Sony that's always been holding this up, not just for BI but for all of these kinds of content developers and everything else. So very interesting. I'm predicting it might be a big year for Bohemia Interactive, and obviously, like I said, I'm also waiting to see if Silica comes out first off in version 1, and then what the roadmap is to getting Silica out on console. That's something I'm interested in having a look at. It's an interesting looking game, so I don't know. We'll see. It ties into the it's very much online multiplayer game. It's very much like well, I wouldn't say Helldivers, but it has it has some similarities to that, but it's a little bit different, and it's a bit unique. It sort of stands alone in itself in terms of a couple of genre things. Anyway, that's the situation with that. Just staying on Bohemia Interactive, I'm toying with the idea of doing a Vigor season as part of my content, and give that a little bit more room. I think maybe it's something we can continue to have a look at. It ties into DayZ in a kind of a way. There's some similarities, and there might be a little bit more to it than I previously gave it credit for when I did first look, first hour. So I'm definitely toying with the idea of pulling one of those together. So you might see one of those crop up sometime in the early part of the year. and I'll start to put together a little kind of a season of Vigor or Vigor or whatever you want to call it, or however you want to pronounce it, and we'll give that a go, shall we? But looking beyond DayZ and Bohemia Interactive, 2025 is shaping up possibly to be an interesting year. And my channel will continue on, but it will be a very interesting year for my channel because I anticipate that I will reach 500 subscribers in the not too distant future, probably in the first quarter of this year, and that will change my channel a little bit and change some of the options I have a little bit, because through memberships and members and super chats and super likes and various other bits and pieces, I can have a look at moving along with a few other types of content. Members only area where we can do live games, we can have a little bit more feedback, a little bit more conversation, a little bit more in-depth chat about what's going on. That members will gain access to my DayZ server, which I think is only fair if you're going to be a member, that you get something in return beyond just my lovely dulcet tones, and that will be unfettered access to my DayZ Sakal server, and a few other bits and pieces, many of the things which I need to explore when membership comes up and comes available. But I'm sure it will be happening, and I'm sure it's going to be a big year for my channel all the same, and we'll see if we can't clear a decent number of people by the end of the year, which would be absolutely fabulous for me after having done this for now. This is, I think, working into my 3rd year of content creation, and I've got an awful lot of videos out and discussed an awful lot of things in that time, none of which I've received any pay or benefit for. I do it for the love of the game, as they say. So a big year for the channel, I foresee. In terms of gaming, it could be a big year. There are certainly some titles coming out this year which will hold a substantial amount of interest. Probably the biggest on the horizon, if it comes out as planned, will be Death Stranding 2, which should be as probably bizarre as the first one. So we'll definitely be having a look at that. 11-bit Studios, which I've covered before quite a bit in Frostpunk and my Frostpunk series. Frostpunk 2 did come out on PC at around about October, I think, last year. So last quarter of the year. It was due to come out on console at the same time, but they shelved console at the last minute, saying they were having problems getting it up to a standard that they wanted. So they shelved the console, sadly. So they have said it probably is due out first quarter this year, or they hope to get it out first quarter this year, but we will wait and see. That seems to be quite an involved game. Might have some legs, might not. 11-bit Studios can be a little bit funny with their games. And there's a couple of other things coming out from them. Alters is another one of theirs, which is due to come out maybe, possibly 2025, not sure. Been kind of waiting on Prison Architect 2 coming out, the 3D version of Prison Architect. Again, was due to come out in 2024, got shelved because they didn't feel that they could get it working on console well enough, so they put a bit of a pause on that. And of course, we still wait in the wings to hear absolutely anything, which we haven't heard in nearly a year. We haven't heard a little peep in regards to City Skylines 2, which I have talked about a lot, and I have produced a number of videos on, and I know a lot of people are very interested to see if that actually happens or doesn't happen. I kind of predicted that it wouldn't, and people lambasted me for being so negative. We're still a year on, more than a year on, and nothing's happening, so I don't know. We'll wait and see. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they have real trouble ever getting it to console given that they don't seem to be able to get it to actually work on PC without mods. So yeah, so there's a few things, and there's a few other games around the fringes that are due to come out that I've got on my wish list and various other bits and pieces that we hope will provide some fun and will add to my first hour. And who knows, there might be a little diamond in the rough that sneaks its way out that ends up making it into a season. I might on the main consider doing more regular videos than I have done, but I do have to say, as I said to someone else the other day, doing 2 seasons of 2 separate games it is hard but doable. Doing 3, I think I did that once and it was really hard. It is all about time and time consuming, and not only how long it takes to play the game, but also how long it takes for me to produce these videos when they come out. I think I have given you some indication before that to do one of these videos, if I release an hour-long video, it can take at least the same amount of editing time, and an hour-long video can be a condensed 2, 3, if it's DayZ, 4 or 5 hours worth of gameplay time when I'm actually on the map. So what you see isn't something that happens over the course of an evening. It is often something that happens over the course of several evenings. And so there you go. That is the State of Play 2025 on the channel, and the various things that you can probably expect, the various things that are coming down the pipeline as we speak. I'm continuing to work on DayZ Official, and that will probably be coming out relatively soon. What I can't say is whether the 1.27 drop will come before that, because if the 1.27 drops on console for PlayStation, what I will do is I will jump onto my private server and I'll probably run around and have a look at some of the changes with you, and I will do a separate video on that for PlayStation and on the mechanics with the boat and various other bits and pieces, and I'll probably just thrash on with Official, because like I said, I don't really think there'll be much that happens that is going to cause me to change the way I play on Official. So there you go, State of Play 2025 for my channel. I hope you like it. I hope you stay tuned. I really hope you feel free to drop a comment. Is there something you want me to have a look at? Is there something special you want me to get involved in? Is there something you want me to go into more detail? I have done some detailed technical dives on quite a few things on DayZ. I can't really think of anything right now that needs to be covered that I could provide some specialisms to. But if you do, please drop me a line. You know where I am. And please click the like. Please subscribe to the channel. It really goes a long way to getting me towards memberships. Please click the bell notification so you know when the next video, whatever it might be, is coming out. And I will see you all in 2025 real soon. Ta-ta for now.